Once and for all, the artist formerly known as the Skeleton.
1, 2, 3, take your hand and come with me, because you look so fine.
Welcome back. On the line now is the artist briefly and formerly known as the Skeleton, the legendary Paul Shaffer. Hey, how are you, Paul?
Well, I'm fabulous. I like the legendary part. Hit that hard. Hit that. Leave the briefly. Leave that alone.
Well, listen.
Don't worry about that. But my run was brief but memorable.
Very memorable. You're a legend in your own right, with or without the skeleton costume. But I want to start off.
Thank you, though.
I want to start off with you as the skeleton. It was seriously an incredible costume, maybe my favorite. Tell me a little bit about the experience of being on Masked Singer.
The whole thing was bizarre right from the get-go. Crazy, you know. Just getting the call was ridiculous. I had seen the show in the first season. I knew what was going on. I knew that, you know, I'm no singer, but the whole thing looks like such a blast. And it certainly didn't let me down. It was just as crazy. As far as the costume, you know, there was a meeting with wardrobe, and they showed me a couple of sketches, different things, an ice cream cone, and I don't remember the third thing they saw. But when I saw the skeleton, I don't know. I said, "Yeah, let me do that."
Well, what I loved about you on the show so much, Paul, is that you performed quite a range of genres. Of course, knowing so much about music, you were perfect for that. What was your favorite genre to perform?
Yeah, well, I only got to do 3 numbers.
Yeah.
All of them were different. First one was Rapper's Delight, of course, you know, that classic rap tune that I think Nick Cannon holds so near and dear. And that was a lot of fun for me, just because somehow way back then in the 79 or whenever it came out, I learned it then, you know. So, yeah, there I was having a lot of fun. I think by the next, and then there was a Smackdown, you know, and that was a song, Otis Redding, you know, I could sing a little bit. As the show went on, I really realized, and as the episodes went by, I really realized how underneath all of these costumes and crazy hats and masks, it's a singing competition, isn't it?
Yeah.
And the people are really, you know, we're judging their voices, not only the panel, but the kids in the audience too, you know. The people with amazing sound, you know, the sound of their voices is really what is coming through. So there's a lot of fun, though, to be in those first episodes.
Oh, yeah, and you moved well in that skeleton costume, my friend. Actually, Jenny was the first to guess correctly that it was you. Were you just freaking out behind your mask when she said your name?
Your first reaction is, damn, she got me, you know. Yes, she did. And as I watch the episodes, I see she gets a lot of them. She's pretty perceptive. I loved that first week, though, when Ken said, "Oh, I've studied Martin Short. I know this man's every move. He is my comedy idol. This is Martin Short." I thought that was hilarious because, of course, Marty, my best friend, you know, but it wasn't Martin Short. It was me. And Marty called me up, actually, and he said, "I think you're the skeleton." And I said, "I think you're the skeleton." But you know, once Jenny says, "I know who it is," then it's almost like, oh, it's all over. Chicken's up. Well, she gets a lot of them.
Well, I want to know what you
think. Ken just knows nothing. That becomes so evident, you know. He goes into a big rigmarole about everyone. He has no idea who anybody is.
Well, let's talk about last night's Masked Singer when the butterfly was revealed. What did you think when it turned out to be Michelle Williams? Was that your guess?
All I knew was she sounds great, and she is down. And I dug when she gone into a kind of a stance, you know, just getting down and almost stomping each feet back and forth. She was deep. I was a big, you know, already digging her and couldn't imagine who it was going to be. And then when you see her, I guess my reaction was, oh, no wonder, you know, that's why she was so good. And she made a lot out of how she has taken a year off, didn't she? And it sounds like, gee, she had confidence issues. Man, she had nothing to worry about. She's so good, you know. I hope it is her big comeback. It was fantastic. Her unmasking, very emotional.
Who is the most surprising reveal to you so far this season?
Oh, that's a good question. Certainly Dr. Drew. I never would have thought that he could sing 2 lyrics. You know? So I think I'm going to have to go with that.
That's a great answer.
Fair enough. Well, let's get back to you. I want to play a clip from one of your Clue packages. Let's watch.
Okay.
That ever since childhood, I felt overshadowed. But then in my career, I realized that being in the background let me be more instrumental in orchestrating those around me. Now that I've had a taste of the spotlight, I'm holding on to it for dear life. And I'm dead serious.
All right, well, do you code this for us a little bit? What does it mean to you to orchestrate from behind the scenes?
Well, I guess, that's probably literal because I had the band on the Letterman show and we were called the CBS Orchestra. And as such, I'm not normally out front of an orchestra. I'm sort of leading it from behind the scenes. That's what I thought. You know that they don't tell us what these clues are. There's an interview. They get some ideas for clues, but you don't know really what they're using and what they're not. There was a big controversy about the number of episodes. One of the clues on the gravestone, I think, the skeleton was in a graveyard, and on the gravestone there was a number, a 4-digit number, and it turned out that was supposed to be the number of episodes that we did on Letterman. Well, I had no idea, didn't know how many episodes we did, but there's a guy, Don Giller, who knows everything, and he started calling and complaining. No one's calling me, I know the number of it. Apparently it was a mistake, but I had no idea, nor do I know anything about this clue. Who's that? That's me and Letterman. Look, he's cut it. I'm getting hit, as I often did, by sandbags and falling off the New York City cab.
The best.
I'm nostalgic now in my head I'm nostalgic for some Excedrin migraine.
The absolute best, one of my favorite duos in late night. But I want to talk about your own show that you have on AXS TV called Paul Shaffer Plus One. Tell me a little bit about that project.
Had so much fun doing it for Axis, and the audio version appears, and our versions appear on Sirius XM too. Paul Shaffer Plus One. You can see there's a clip that we're just like in the studio, but I have guests. I had everybody from Joe Walsh, there he is right there. Martin Short was my last guest, but mostly they were classic rock, serious performers like Billy Gibbons from ZZ Top, and my goodness, Sammy Hagar, and Donald Fagen, who is, nobody can get him, but he came and did this. And we talked music, and, he's demonstrating there how he wrote Life in the Fast Lane, and I'm thinking about the money that his accountant raked in, as he plays those notes.